ABC7 Bangor.
Great Northwoods to the Rock on Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a car hit a natural gas line yesterday in Bangor, resulting in crews digging up the affected area.
Plus, moose hunting season is now underway. We'll have stats regarding last year's season.
And details on how to obtain free COVID tests. This and much more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. Quick note, if you saw the teaser, you may know this is the final week. I have until next Tuesday. This is going to be the final week I'm going to be working for Fox Bangor, Maine, and here on the morning show. It's been a pleasure. Won't dwell on it. We still have a week left, but we're going to have some fun, and Emma will be great taking over.
You'll be dearly missed, and we will have a lot of fun this last week.
Yeah, we will. Let's start off with Devin Biggs. He has a first check of our forecast.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Already we have a small credit advisory that's in effect again lasting till about the noon time frame today. Wave heights continue to remain high courtesy of gusty winds today. We'll have one more day of gusty winds before things start to relax, at least just a little bit. Let's zoom things out. We had a few showers and thunderstorms moving through across the viewing area from the southwest to the north and east last night. Those have since tapered off. And overall, for now, we'll be looking pretty good. We'll have to watch out for a slight chance for a shower or a thunderstorm today that will develop in the southwest going toward the north and east. You're going to see some thunderstorms along the coast today because even though the radar isn't quite showing it well because the beam can't reach that far, we are seeing some lightning on the lightning tracker. So we are seeing a little bit of development there this morning. And some of that may try to sneak into our neck of the woods, at least in our southern counties, later this afternoon. As for futurecasts, we'll hold on to the clouds. There's that chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon or the evening time frame. Then later on tonight, overall, we'll have to watch out for some dense fog that will develop in a few areas. The winds will get gusty at around 20 miles per hour at times, sustained winds overall at around 10 miles per hour in a few spots. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of clouds, maybe a few breaks in those clouds during the afternoon period. Slight chance for a thunderstorm. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thanks, Devin. First up this morning, we have new information regarding a fatal crash on the Turnpike that was part of a chain reaction. Maine State Police responded to a 3-vehicle fatal crash near mile marker 104 northbound on the Turnpike in West Gardner just before noon on Saturday. This crash was caused by traffic slowing in the area from an earlier accident down the Turnpike in Farmingdale. The initial investigation shows a 2014 BMW was rear-ended. They say the driver of the BMW has been identified as 53-year-old William Stevenson of Stonington, Maine. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Stevenson's female passenger has been identified as 54-year-old Tina Adams of Stonington. She was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is still ongoing at this point, but police say the crash did not involve any alcohol or drug impairment.
In Bangor were evacuated after a car hit a natural gas line Monday morning. Bangor Assistant Fire Chief Andrew Emery says they were called to the Salvation Army store at 585 Broadway just before 10:30 a.m.
First engine in, engine 6, did find a car that had cleaned out the gas meter. No structural damage, but there was a gas leak, and Bangor Gas was called by Bangor PD and myself.
And we're thankful again that the manager in her phone call was able to get all of the customers out, got all the employees out. Everyone was evacuated safely. It was an accident, and the person involved in the accident is fine too, so we're very happy for that.
Door Seafood Market was also evacuated. Crews dug up the street and clamped off the gas leak. The buildings were ventilated so the gas levels returned to a safe level. The Salvation Army employees were sent home for the day. The store will reopen today.
The Maine Democratic Party held a press conference addressing a New York Times article which claims former Governor Paul LePage is benefiting from Florida tax breaks while living in the state of Maine. The Times article alleges LePage and his wife have used and are currently using their Florida property to receive permanent resident tax breaks. both while he previously served as governor and lived in the Blaine house, as well as while he is currently running for governor. Maine Democrats say the article shows he received Florida tax breaks from 2009 to 2015 and 2018 through the end of this year. Maine Democratic Party members are calling LePage's alleged actions hypocritical due to his reported push to phase out Maine's income tax and a previous push to eliminate the homestead tax during his time as governor, as reported by the Maine Center for Economic Policy. Vice President for the Maine Democratic Party says voters should take all this into consideration.
Values are relevant to who our leader is. When I'm looking at who I want to vote for any given office, I want to know that they're smart enough to do the job and that they hold a set of values that allow them to make the best decisions for the state of Maine.
A member of the LePage campaign stated he would not respond to false attacks. Maine GOP Chair Dr. Demi Kazaunis released a statement condemning the allegations, but did not address the released public records that sparked the tax break concerns.
As National Recovery Month comes to an end, A.J. Douglas spoke to a local recovery center to learn more about the ongoing opioid crisis.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported over 100,000 drug overdose deaths in 2021, which is a 15% increase compared to 2020. Senator Angus King has received bipartisan support to spread awareness by recognizing September as National Recovery Month. He released a statement that read in part, quote, "The last few years have not been easy. There have been periods of immense stress, difficult isolation, and unexpected hardships for all Americans. These conditions have been even more challenging for those battling substance use disorders." In part, quote, Sean Fairclough, executive director of the Together Place, says this is a time to highlight both the breakthroughs and challenges.
There's no way around the reality that overdoses have been going up across the entire country, and unfortunately even more so here in the state of Maine.
Fairclough says the Together Place works to provide constructive creative spaces for those seeking recovery. He explains the importance of getting people in recovery back into the community.
It's a community-wide issue, very significantly in Bangor. We're seeing the homelessness, and a big part of that relates to mental health and relates to substance use issues.
Fairclough says awareness is a key factor, but financial support is also vital to supporting recovery facilities.
With recovery, we're at an earlier stage, and so there needs to be greater financial investment in housing, in recovery for people with substance use, and also in mental health. It's kind of these three issues combined together.
Anyone interested in working with the Together Place or receiving services should call 207-941-2897. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Maine has opted out of a $440 million multi-state settlement with electronic cigarette maker Juul Labs. Maine would have received roughly $11 million under the agreement announced September 6th that settled a 2-year investigation by 33 states into Juul's marketing of its high-nicotine vaping products. But Maine was not willing to agree to Juul's condition that would have barred school districts from suing the company. Attorney General Aaron Fry said in a statement Friday that the state is unwilling to waive the rights of other entities trying to hold Juul accountable for what he called deception.
Yesterday marked the start of the 42nd year of Maine's modern moose hunt. Maine wildlife officials say in all, the state issued 4,080 permits, the second highest total ever issued. Only about 1,000 are allowed to hunt on the first week in far northern and eastern parts of the state, with the rest of the permits staggered by region into November. Almost 70,000 people applied for permits. Maine wildlife officials say there are some concerns about calf survival in parts of the state due to winter ticks, but overall, the moose population as a whole is doing well.
We're fortunate to have a big moose population in Maine, and we do use hunting as a way to manage that population, ensure that it's as healthy as possible, manage vehicle collisions, and also provide, excellent table fare for hunters and just a great experience out in the Maine woods in the fall.
Wildlife officials say last year, about 2/3 of all moose hunters successfully bagged a moose.
Maine residents can now order free COVID-19 tests every month through Project ACT. Now, the Maine Department of Health and Human Services made the announcement on Monday. Every household in Maine can place one order per month on the Project Act website, and a kit with 5 rapid tests will be mailed to their door. Project Act has mailed out nearly 500,000 free at-home COVID test kits since it launched in January of this year. To order your free COVID test, you can go to accesscovidtest.org.
The time is now 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, details of a local food pantry that is struggling to serve a growing number of community members.
But first, let's get a quick look at that forecast. A high of 68 degrees today. You'll see a lot of clouds this morning. That sunshine should be coming out after noon. Tonight, the fog rolls in. Those temperatures drop down to a low of 47. And tomorrow, we'll see some more sunshine. There is a possible chance of rain around the area. Those temps warming up to a high of 66.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard-to-buy-for relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
You know, I love me some good GMA in the morning. Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Now that's how you start your day. Good morning, America.
Yep, bring your friends.
He stated that the car was in perfect condition.
And 2 days later, it stopped working.
I sold it as is. I don't owe him any money.
The value is less than half of what you paid. You made a windfall of a profit.
Hot Bench. Tuesday at 3 on ABC 7.
With the cost of everything from food to heat increasing, more families are turning to food pantries to help fulfill their basic needs. Matthew Durantzik spoke to volunteers at the Winslow Community Cupboard to learn more.
I'm here at Winslow Community Cupboard, where this location serves more than 200 families at a time, and that number's only getting larger.
There's been some times where I haven't had much of a choice selection that I can order, to have food here for them.
Organizers of the food pantry are asking for food donations during another record month of demand.
We try to offer anywhere from 100 to 200 pounds of food for people. The month of August, calculated with all the Good Shepherd and the donations from the local supermarkets and club members and stuff, 92,000 pounds went out this door last month.
Winslow Community Cupboard Director Bruce Particulari says there's many factors that have led to the increase.
With the fuel costs and heating oil for the winter season coming up, and the food prices that have been happening in the stores, people are really relying on their food banks that can help them out.
Winslow Community Cupboard is open every other Thursday of each month. Particulari says all families that come here are accepted with welcoming arms and given enough food to last weeks.
We're just trying to create an atmosphere that they don't have this stigmatism that, I should be embarrassed, I should hang my head down because I'm asking for food. And it's not like that here.
To help families who are in dire need of food, the food bank formed a partnership with the Stone Cafe located right next door to help feed them. Reverend Nancy Finland of the Starfish Village Ministry, who helps run the Stone Cafe, helps provide lunches to families 3 times a week free of charge. She's grateful for everything the pantry does to help her restaurant.
It really prevents us from having to buy all the food that we would have to buy otherwise if we don't have the partnership with Bruce and his pantry.
Particulari knows helping those who are less fortunate to him is in his DNA.
Personally experienced what they're going through when I was a child in my family. Not knowing where your next meal is going to come from or what you're going to eat that night for dinner. So I enjoy helping other people.
Reporting from Winslow, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Volunteers are helping to rebuild the gym at Fairhaven camps in the town of Brooks. A fire destroyed the building in January of 2020. Work on the new gym started this past spring, and the camp's executive director, Josh Rose, says it's been challenging not to have the space for the past few years.
This is great, to be able to get the kids back inside when it's raining or windy, or, we do a lot of things off season in the winter. So it's great, to have a place where they can run around. There's not a lot of local places for the kids, so we do a lot with the kids in town.
The new gym will be a little bigger than the old one and have handicap accessibility bathrooms so they can serve more people. Now, volunteers from Maine and other states have been working on the project. A group from Texas helped build walls, complete the roofing, and install the insulation.
The guy who was in charge of materials, bring them to us, said he was working crazy to stay up with us. For people probably average age 70, they don't understand how we can do it so fast.
Fairhaven Camps is still trying to raise another $250,000 to fund some extra features, including scoreboards, a sound system, and an indoor climbing wall. The executive director says they hope to be using the new gym by next summer. And we're 15 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up after the break, churches in Bangor and Brewer are in their last week collecting shoes for those who need them.
Plus, Salvation Army volunteers are headed to Puerto Rico to aid with hurricane cleanup. We'll have the details when we return.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there it is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Ladies, a Maine adventure.
It may seem a little early, but Christmas is right around the corner.
And we have free layaway at Rennie's.
Free?
Free.
Free.
Thank you for shopping locally.
It's free.
The My New Shoes program at St. Paul the Apostles Parish in Bangor is in its last week. It started in 2009 by parisher Susan Shaw. The initiative helps supply kids in elementary and middle school with socks and sneakers when needed. Shaw started the program after a friend told her a story that a teacher bought sneakers for a student who desperately needed shoes. While the program originated in Bangor and Brewer, it has since spread to more students in Herman, Hamden, Old Town, and Orrington.
Right now, local emergency disaster volunteers from Maine are heading to Puerto Rico, helping communities there recover from Hurricane Fiona. The Salvation Army of Northern New England Division is sending Libby Farmer, a trained emergency disaster volunteer from the Bath Salvation Army.
We'll be handing out food, water, ice, personal hygiene kits, cleanup kits, whatever they need. It's not just the item that you're giving them. You're giving them compassion, you're giving them love, and you're giving them hope. And that's really what the Salvation Army is about, is delivering hope to the hopeless.
The group's flight out of the Portland Jetport was scheduled to take off around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. The time is now 6:19.
Now let's get a full look at our forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. He joins us now with the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, small craft advisory is up until the noon time frame today, as wave heights will slowly start to back off once we get the winds to taper off. Later on tonight with some fog that will also develop again later on tonight as well. Zooming things out, a lot of this right now, tracking from the southwest to the north and east with some of the showers and storms we saw last night and early this morning. Now things are starting to look pretty good. We just have the clouds that will be moving in today, so not a whole lot of sunshine. You might notice a little bit more of it as we head towards the afternoon period as things start to break up just a little bit as low pressure continues to track off from the southwest to the north and east. But again, we'll have to watch out for a slight chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon for our southern counties. Then some more dense fog could develop later on tonight. But overall, the pattern does continue to remain active here across the country. All eyes are definitely on Florida right now. Here we are, Hurricane E, and this thing's packing a punch right now, especially with the pink shades here across this eye wall as it moves into parts of Cuba. This is minute-by-minute imagery here over the past couple of hours, so it's definitely packing a punch, tracking from the southeast going toward the north and west. But it's definitely made its way up to a Category 3 major hurricane. It'll move through Cuba, and they'll have the Gulf of Mexico to really tap into that strength to really intensify up to a Category 4, which is why we do have hurricane warnings in the red and tropical storm warnings in the orange here, with some winds already up to around 125 miles per hour moving to the north at around 12 miles per hour. That projected path does take it into Florida, though, so we'll have to watch this one very closely. Maybe weakening just a little bit as it makes landfall, but again, a lot of people will need to watch this closely, especially with the storm surge. I know we have a lot of people in Maine that go down to Florida this time of the year. Maybe hold off on that, at least until after this system passes and things start to calm down. Otherwise, though, back here at home, maybe some gusty winds stay reaching up to around 15 and maybe 20 miles per hour. And a few spots I'll quickly back off later on tonight, which will allow some fog to develop in a few areas. Wave heights are up, which is why we have that small craft advisory in effect at around 3 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys nearby, in some areas even up to 9 feet farther out towards sea. Back here at home as well, 66 degrees is our average high. We'll be in the 60s for the next few days with possibly some 50s as we head towards Sunday into Monday. Futurecast moving forward, though, some clouds today, slight chance for a shower or storm during the afternoon period. Once we get that through, the sky will start to clear out for the most part, mostly clear to maybe partly cloudy, areas of dense fog as well. As we do head towards tomorrow, a few showers cannot be ruled out with some of the clouds that'll be moving in from the northwest. So for today, upper 60s, partly cloudy with an isolated thunderstorm possible. South wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog as well. South wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 60s, partly cloudy with a few showers possible moving in from the north and west. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Rain chances again on Wednesday, highs in the mid-60s, lower 60s on Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. We're mostly sunny on Friday, highs in the mid-60s, and upper 60s Saturday, a partly cloudy sky.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota L2501 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $1,100.
This Veterans Day, join Fox ABC Maine as we salute and honor our veterans. Are you an active, inactive, or retired member of the armed services? Do you know someone who is? Then upload your photos on foxbangor.com/Maine Heroes. We will randomly select as many veterans as possible to win a gift card. Locally sponsored by Cat Tracks, Chase's Family Restaurant and Hideaway Lounge, Leo & Sons Auto Repair, and The Farmer's Table.
Need to unwind from a long day of work? Come experience life at Mad Cat & Company Bar and Grill in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza, where we serve delicious food, ice-cold beer, and unique cocktails. We have a fully stocked bar, American pub-style food, exemplary service, a fun atmosphere, and plenty of weekly entertainment. We now offer Sunday morning brunch, and stick around with the kiddos for Sunday afternoon kids karaoke and dance party. Our newly remodeled banquet room offers plenty of space for your next get-together. It's never a dull moment at Mad Cat's because we are the party.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
A NASA spacecraft met its end on Monday, a first-of-its-kind mission to crash into an asteroid. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports on the technique that NASA hopes could be used if a giant space rock ever does threaten the planet.
We got it?
This was the moment NASA had been waiting for.
And we have impact.
A spacecraft transmitting its last few images before crashing into an asteroid, fulfilling its mission after a 10-month journey through space.
We are taking our spacecraft and hitting an asteroid to change its trajectory.
The operation is the first of its kind in the world. It's called DART, which stands for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. And the target? A double asteroid system about 7 million miles away, which thankfully, unlike the movie Armageddon, poses no danger to Earth. The DART spacecraft slammed into a moon orbiting a larger space rock.
Our target, Dimorphos, that is roughly the size of a pyramid. So you can imagine we're sending a smart car to hit a pyramid.
But the end of the DART spacecraft,
We are so excited to be done.
only marks the beginning for NASA, as they now observe the impact of the impact.
That's really what we're going to learn in the next weeks to come. All right, we hit this asteroid. Now, how effective was that at deflecting it, and what would that mean for using it?
A collision that could change the course of planetary defense.
We do not have any techniques in our pocket right now if an asteroid was heading to Earth. After tonight, we will have a viable technique.
The mission cost roughly $330 million, well below many of NASA's science operations. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
What started as a spontaneous protest has snowballed into a new women's rights movement in Iran, with demonstrations now taking place in every province. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has more from London.
Still no end in sight to violent protests in Iran that have killed more than 40 people and led to thousands of arrests. It all started with a 22-year-old woman who died after being detained by Iran's morality police, allegedly for not wearing a headscarf properly. Officials say she had a heart attack despite her lack of health problems. Now the protests have spread to nearly every part of Iran, prompting a significant crackdown by security forces, while officials blame the West.
The hated president of the United States is maneuvering in the United Nations by using these riots.
But the protests aren't just confined to Iran. Dozens of demonstrations taking place around the world, some turning violent, like the protest here in London that saw 12 people arrested. While in the U.S., activists had one goal: promoting change in Iran.
Our message to the White House is to stand with the people of Iran, reject the Iranian regime, and recognize the Iranian people's rights to overthrow this regime.
The White House says it's monitoring these events closely. A widespread women's rights movement like this is almost unheard of in Iran, and the Biden administration is urging officials there to stop the violence against protesters.
Iran must end its use of violence against women for exercising their fundamental freedoms. There must be accountability.
Authorities in Iran say they'll restrict internet access in the country until calm is restored. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Hurricane Ian projected to make landfall on the coast of Florida later this week. Exactly where it will hit is still unclear. In the meantime, Floridians are either getting out while they still can or getting ready to ride out the storm. Fox's weather Max Gordon has the latest.
Hurricane Ian strengthening over the Cayman Islands on Monday as Florida braces for the storm's arrival in the coming days. Governor Ron DeSantis warns that Ian will be packing a major punch, bringing heavy rains, strong winds, flash flooding, storm surge, and possibly even tornadoes.
There's going to be a lot of places on this west coast that's going to be very vulnerable. Expected to see a lot of water and a lot of flooding.
Around 7,000 National Guardsmen have been activated to assist with the state's response. Hillsborough County closing schools and preparing to possibly use them as shelters. Mandatory evacuation orders have already been issued for low-lying areas prone to flooding.
Please heed the warning. Heed the warning and find a safe place for you and your families to go. We can replace anything in life, but we can't replace a life.
For most Floridians, this is not their first hurricane. They've spent the weekend getting ready, putting down sandbags, trimming back trees, and putting up storm shutters to protect their homes.
Today's the day to do it. If you're waiting until tomorrow, it's too late.
There has been a major run on supplies as the storm gets closer. Store shelves across the Gulf Coast emptied out as people stock up on essentials.
Make sure you have your medication, make sure you get some water, make sure you get food that you can sustain yourself with for 3 to 4 days.
Ian is so big, around 500 miles across, that Floridians could be feeling the effects of this storm up to 36 hours before it makes landfall. In Pinellas County, Florida, Max Gordon, Fox Weather.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, many who have come to hike and enjoy the Maine coast are also taking a scenic pit stop at Tidal Falls in Hancock.
Plus, a student from Herman is receiving some aid from a former president. We'll have this and more local news when we come back.
Don't believe the lies from Washington's special interests. Jared Golden's a different type of Democrat.
I respect that Jared served in the Marines.
Jared's a friend of law enforcement, and we definitely can trust him to keep our communities and families safe.
Jared is standing strongly against defunding the police.
This endorsement was not a given. Congressman Golden's earned it.
Mr. Golden will definitely fight for us and be in our corner and have our backs, absolutely.
I'm Jared Golden, and I'm honored to approve this message.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates. In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Twin City Tint in Brewer, Comfort Shoes and More in Newport, Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Happy Tuesday, Maine. It's September 27th. There are 34 days until Halloween, 58 days to Thanksgiving, and 88 days to Christmas, and just 95 days left in the year, if you're counting.
Book matches were patented by the Diamond Match Company 130 years ago today. I love the practice of collecting matches. Have you ever seen that? Like, especially at an antique store, there will just be a little baggie. I love that.
Okay, interesting.
I love that. And Henry Ford's first Ford Model T rolled off the line in Detroit 114 years ago today.
For birthdays, actress Gwyneth Paltrow is 50, singer Avril Lavigne is 38, and Mr. and Mrs. George Clooney are celebrating their 8th wedding anniversary.
Today is Ancestor Appreciation Day. It's National Day of Forgiveness, and today is Morning Show Hosts Appreciation Day.
Oh, would you look at that?
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you more. Way more. Way more. You hold the fort down.
We're not making this into a competition.
Oh, we're about to. We're going to get
an appreciation competition.
I don't think we're allowed to do that. I think it's got to be a little more.
Everything can be a competition if you try.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. We can take our sports background.
We can get really mean about it. No. Actually, no. That's the fun in it, though, because I know you wouldn't mean it and I wouldn't mean it, so it all works out in fun games. Yes. Yep. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs, who we also appreciate so much.
Devin, good morning, buddy.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Already, we have a small crowd advisory that's in effect. Again, lasting till about the noon time frame today. Wave heights continue to remain high courtesy of gusty winds today. We'll have one more day of gusty winds before things start to relax, at least just a little bit. Let's zoom things out. We had a few showers and thunderstorms moving through across the viewing area from the southwest to the north and east last night. Those have since tapered off. And overall, for now, we'll be looking pretty good. We'll have to watch out for a slight chance for a shower or a thunderstorm today that will develop in the southwest going toward the north and east. You're going to see some thunderstorms along the coast today because even though the radar isn't quite showing it well because the beam can't reach that far, we are seeing some lightning on the lightning tracker. So we are seeing a little bit of development there this morning. And some of that may try to sneak into our neck of the woods, at least in our southern counties, later this afternoon. As for futurecast, we'll hold on to the clouds. There's a chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon or the evening time frame. Then later on tonight, overall, we'll have to watch out for some dense fog that will develop in a few areas. The winds will get gusty at around 20 miles per hour at times, sustained winds overall at around 10 miles per hour in a few spots. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of clouds, maybe a few breaks in those clouds during the afternoon period. Slight chance for a thunderstorm. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
And thank you, Devin.
The fall foliage is not the only thing attracting visitors to Maine this time of year.
As Jody Hersey tells us, Maine is also a great place to see beautiful starfish in their natural habitat.
At low tide, Tidal Falls in Hancock puts on quite a show, and the stars of this incredible feature are the starfish themselves.
This place is incredible. There are starfish everywhere, all different sizes, all different colors. They're right here in their little homes.
On the edge of the water, you can spot an array of starfish, which are related to sand dollars, sea urchins, and sea cucumbers, according to the Smithsonian.
As we lifted larger rocks, we're finding 11, 15, 17 under rocks. It was more than we expected.
Visitors say as breathtaking as these creatures are, it's their color that takes so many visitors by surprise.
The colors really varied from orange to purple. The purple ones I thought were about the best looking, my personal taste.
And the starfish aren't the only ones who enjoy this coveted spot. On this particular day, a playful seal was also attracting the attention of viewers.
Saw a seal out there also. That was awesome. Never saw a seal before, so for us from down south, we don't see that many. Oh, and there he is again.
Members of the Tidal Falls Preserve say in order for more people to enjoy this coastal show, visitors are asked not to hold, touch, or take the starfish out of the water because it can be detrimental to the starfish population. Instead, folks are encouraged to stop by and enjoy all that nature has to offer from the water's edge. In Hancock, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And a Herman student is getting help with her college education thanks to a scholarship from former President Barack Obama's foundation. Neely Raymond is a junior at the University of Maine in Orono. She is one of just 100 students to be awarded a $50,000 Voyager Scholarship.
The scholarship is for students pursuing a career in public service and is funded by both the Obama Foundation and the co-founder and CEO of Airbnb.
My focus is very environmental. I've always been a nature person, and I enjoy writing about and communicating, environmental issues. So this is a really great opportunity for me to continue to develop my voice in science communications.
Raymond says she is excited to meet both Chesky and the Obamas in November when all Voyager Scholarship winners get together in New York. Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have your latest local sports updates.
But first, let's get a quick look at that forecast. Jumping right into it, a high of 68 degrees, partly cloudy skies. See a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. The fog rolls in tonight. Those temperatures drop below 50. And tomorrow, we have a little bit of rain possible, but you'll see a lot of sunshine and some cloud coverage with a high of 66.
Ladies, a Maine adventure.
Lots of Bob's Red Mill, lots of bakeware, lots of paperware. Fall's the time to get to Rennie's.
Also, how much is this pancake?
$4.49.
Now you're talking turkey.
Thank you for shopping locally.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best.
The next person that walks down on this beach could be my future husband.
Woo! Cheers to a drama-free summer.
That's never happened, but okay.
You can feel the dysfunction starting to happen.
That's more like it.
It's getting messy on this beach.
Your bachelor favorites are back on the sand.
He's so cute, I just want to hurt him.
Be happy for me. You're not going to give me a love story. I'm leaving.
There's no more crying necessary.
Easy for you to say. Paradise premieres tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
We know your life is busy. You have a lot to do. And like you, the news doesn't stop. So when you are ready for us, we'll be ready for you. WVII.com.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. Let's kick things off on the high school scene. Recently, Bucksport senior Ella Hosford became just one of a handful of girls soccer players in Maine history to reach the 100-goal milestone. Hosford set the school record in career goals last season, and on Wednesday she knocked in goal number 100 in a win over Calais. She is only the 23rd girl in MPA history to reach the mark, and she says she wouldn't have gotten there without her team.
It's crazy. I never thought it would happen because that's so many goals, but like this team and like this atmosphere has just made it so easy, and it's great. They're just so great, and everyone has grown so well together, and like we've just been playing with each other for so long. Like it's just my team.
The Bucks, who won the Class C North Championship in 2021, are off to a blazing start to the year, sitting atop the standings again at 7-0, and they've scored a whopping 81 goals through those 7 games, and they've allowed just 1. So they're outscoring opponents by 80, a little quick math. And Hosford said the entire team has everything working right now.
We have so much depth on the field, like from our goalie to our offense, and then like our subs that come in, like we don't lose anything when we sub. It's just great, and our passing is so well. Like it's just everything is working right now.
All right, congratulations, Ella. Looking forward to see what the Bucks do for the rest of the season. Let's move over to basketball now, the big news. Monday was media day for the Celtics. Training camp opens up on Tuesday. And Ime Udoka was suspended for the season last Thursday. We all know that was normally media day isn't a somber ordeal, right? The players are usually talking about the upcoming season. This was going to be our first time hearing from them really since that finals loss. But obviously, the elephant in the room this year is Udoka and the suspension for multiple violations of team policy. So we heard the players' reaction on Monday, and they know just about as much as we do about the situation.
Best we could say is just to move on, I guess. Initial reactions, like you said, I was a little confused, but nobody really has any of the information, so.
It's been hell for us, just caught off surprise. Nobody really knows anything, so we're just in the wind just like everybody else. So these last couple of days, as far as this has been confusing.
All in all, they are ready to put the situation behind them and start to work on getting back to the NBA Finals, this time with Joe Mazzulla leading the way on the bench.
The most important thing for me is making sure that the players and myself are on the same page, making sure we're focused on the expectations that we have for this season from a basketball standpoint, and how we move forward together, building trust and building relationships. I think that's key. Joe's been here through the hard times, through the good times. He knows and understands us as players. He's built relationships with us, so we love Joe.
All right, nice positive words from the Celtics on their new head coach there. Let's move on to some football now. Patriots losing their Week 3 matchup at home to the Ravens on Sunday.
kind of get into a shootout with Lamar Jackson on the other end, and then to add injury to insult, Mac Jones did not leave the field under his own power. He was helped to the locker room at the end of the game. Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero of NFL Network have both reported that Mac suffered a, quote, pretty severe high ankle sprain. We don't know if surgery is going to be needed or not. It's an injury that usually requires it. His timetable is still to be determined, but we know Mac is going to miss some time, so we probably won't see him for Week 4 in Green Bay. Before the injury, he looked pretty good too. It was definitely a winnable game for the Patriots. Now here is Mac's take on the whole situation. Very Belichickian approach from him today.
Yeah, like I said, just going to take it day by day and kind of get my treatment and do what I do. So just see how I feel. And if you have any more like those type questions, just talk to Coach Belichick. I think, he likes to answer those questions. So you can ask him.
I don't think Bill Belichick really likes to answer those questions. That's all the time we have for sports. We will be right back after the break.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home or place of business? With at-home furniture, appliance, and bedding, and kitchen and bath and flooring, we offer a great selection to do just that. From homeowners to commercial businesses and everything in between, our friendly professionals with more than 50 years of combined experience pride themselves in going above and beyond to work with you every step of the way. And we even offer a full-service appliance repair department. Come and visit us at our Dover Foxcroft or our new Lincoln location. Stop in either location today and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
This Veterans Day, join Fox ABC Maine as we salute and honor our veterans. Are you an active, inactive, or retired member of the armed services? Do you know someone who is? Then upload your photos on foxbangor.com/Maine Heroes. We will randomly select as many veterans as possible to win a gift card. Locally sponsored by the Coach House Restaurant, Herman Meadow Golf Club, Joe's Furniture Warehouse, and Maine Collision Center.
And with Tuesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Rent may be getting a little more affordable. Property data company CoStar Group says the national average for asking rents fell 0.1% in August. That's compared to July. No celebrations yet, but still. The Dow posted a 1.1% drop yesterday, which puts it down 20% from its most recent high. As of last Friday, the Dow lost all gains accumulated since January of 2021. The S&P closed down Monday 1%. The Nasdaq ended the day down 0.6%. The Wall Street Journal says a plumbing company in Georgia has come up with a camera system to let veteran plumbers keep a virtual eye on less experienced coworkers. More than a third of small businesses say hiring is tougher now than it's ever been. And USA Today says some breweries are having trouble getting carbon dioxide supplies, which are used to clean tanks and carbonate beer. And when they get it, it's more expensive. I'm Leo Jonathan with Tuesday's Business on ABC 7.
And now here's Devin Biggs with one final look at our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, small craft advisory is up until the noon time frame today, as wave heights will slowly start to back off once we get the winds to taper off. Later on tonight with some fog that will also develop again later on tonight as well. Zooming things out, a lot of this right now tracking from the southwest to the north and east with some of the showers and storms we saw last night and early this morning. Now things are starting to look pretty good. We just have the clouds that will be moving in today, so not a whole lot of sunshine. You might notice a little bit more of it as we head towards the afternoon period as things start to break up just a little bit as low pressure continues to track off from the southwest to the north and east. But again, we'll have to watch out for a slight chance for a shower or storm later this afternoon for our southern counties. Then some more dense fog could develop later on tonight, but overall, the pattern does continue to remain active here across the country. All eyes are definitely on Florida right now. Here we are, Hurricane Ian. This thing's packing a punch right now, especially with the pink shades here across this eye wall as it moves into parts of Cuba. This is minute-by-minute imagery here over the past couple of hours, so it's definitely packing a punch, tracking from the southeast going toward the north and west. But it's definitely made its way up to a Category 3 major hurricane. It'll move through Cuba, and they'll have the Gulf of Mexico to really tap into that strength to really intensify up to a Category 4, which is why we do have hurricane warnings in the red and tropical storm warnings in the orange here, with some winds already up to around 125 miles per hour, moving to the north at around 12 miles per hour. That projected path does take it into Florida, though, so we'll have to watch this one very closely. Maybe weakening just a little bit as it makes landfall, but again, a lot of people will need to watch this closely, especially with the storm surge. I know we have a lot of people in Maine that go down to Florida this time of the year. Maybe hold off on that, at least until after this system passes and things start to calm down. Otherwise, though, back here at home, maybe some gusty winds reaching up to around 15 and maybe 20 miles per hour. And a few spots I'll quickly back off later on tonight, which will allow some fog to develop in a few areas. Wave heights are up, which is why we have that small craft advisory in effect at around 3 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys nearby, in some areas even up to 9 feet farther out towards sea. Back here at home as well, 66 degrees is our average high. We'll be in the 60s for the next few days, with possibly some 50s as we head towards Sunday into Monday. Futurecast moving forward, though, some clouds today, slight chance for a shower or storm during the afternoon period. Once we get that through, the sky will start to clear out for the most part, mostly clear to maybe partly cloudy areas of dense fog as well. As you head towards tomorrow, a few showers cannot be ruled out, with some of the clouds that'll be moving in from the northwest. So for today, upper 60s, partly cloudy with an isolated thunderstorm possible. South wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, partly cloudy areas of dense fog as well. South wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 60s, partly cloudy with a few showers possible moving in from the north and west. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. Rain chances again on Wednesday, highs in the mid-60s, lower 60s on Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. We're mostly sunny on Friday, highs in the mid-60s, and upper 60s Saturday, a partly cloudy sky.
Need to unwind from a long day of work? Come experience life at Mad Cat & Company Bar and Grill in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza, where we serve delicious food, ice-cold beer, and unique cocktails. We have a fully stocked bar, American pub-style food, exemplary service, a fun atmosphere, and plenty of weekly entertainment. We now offer Sunday morning brunch, and stick around with the kiddos for Sunday afternoon kids karaoke and dance party. Our newly remodeled banquet room offers plenty of space for your next get-together. It's never a dull moment at Mad Cat's because we are the party.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Baderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
You nervous?
It's finally here. My lifelong dream of being in the FBI. We got this. We're feds.
The law.
I've been a judge for 40 years. Don't waste my time.
If you break it,
You didn't pay rent.
you'll pay for it.
It's my show. Nobody cares whether you have a personality or not.
Weeknights at 5 on ABC 7.
Every year at the end of September, I dig on my lederhosen, stock up on some good German beer, and try out a bunch of new recipes so I can share them with you for Oktoberfest. So what do you say we whip up some crispy potato pancakes that have a tasty twist to them? Here we have some potatoes and onion that we peeled and grated. To that, we add a Granny Smith apple that we prepared the same way. This goes into a strainer, and with the back of a spoon, we squeeze out as much of the moisture as possible. That's the key to crispy potato pancakes. This goes into a bowl, and we mix it with an egg, flour, baking powder, a little cinnamon, and some salt. All that's left to do is pan fry these until they're golden on both sides. It doesn't get any easier. And the apple adds a touch of sweetness that makes these really stand out. So if you're looking for something special to serve for Oktoberfest, or as the perfect anytime go along, then why don't you visit our website and print out the recipe for our crispy apple potato pancakes. Maybe serve them with some sour cream and let the party begin. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I found my lederhosen and a crispy old world way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Wash it down.
And the goodies at Frank's Bake Shop in Bangor are hard to resist. Even Maine's wildlife are drawn to the shop. Customers who frequent the State Street business kept coming into the shop Monday morning, telling the employees about a large moose just around the corner. It's not rare to see a moose in Maine, but meeting one in such a heavily populated area in Bangor is out of the ordinary.
It was a pretty chill Monday morning, but we had a few people come in pretty excited because there's a moose down the road. One guy came in showing us a bunch of pictures on his phone.
Game wardens were notified immediately about the young bull moose. Wardens located him between Hancock and State Street, sedated him, then relocated the animal to a safer location. A brewing company releases a killer beer for Halloween. Now everyone's favorite Slayer doll has its own drink. In a recent collab between NBC Universal and Elizen Brewing, Chucky, a killer with beer, was born, celebrating the release of the second season of Chucky's TV show.
The seasonal pumpkin beer includes cranberry juice and a wheat base. The packaging displays Chucky's chilling face at the center of the can. Fans can get their hands on the iconic drink by ordering it through ElizenBrewingCompany.com and buying it from select retailers and bars across the U.S.
And a different brewery in Illinois and a candy apple maker that's popular in the Chicagoland area are teaming up. The results are a beer that's designed to taste like a caramel apple covered in peanuts. Phase 3 brewing team is teaming up with Taffy Apple for the third year in a row on a bushel of apples beer.
Crack it open, you're hit with a big whiff of the peanut and caramel right out the gate, and then you take a sip, and it's a ton of apple, a little zip, and a little tartness from the recipe design as well.
A bushel of apples beer will be available across Illinois. A portion of the sales from each can will go to Gigi's Playhouse in Deerfield, Illinois, a nonprofit that provides educational and developmental support for children and adults with Down syndrome. I'm trying to figure out if that would be good or not. I'm not a big sour guy or sugar in my beer,
That was
but
my question.
I feel like it wouldn't be bad.
That was my question. As long as it's a sour beer, I would try it and probably like it because I love sours, but I'm also
Sour apple, you know.
I love sour beers and I love sour apple, but I'm very particular
about
beers and about my sours.
All right, so which one would you try? Would you try the Chucky one or would you try the...
I would try the sour apple one first. I love horror movies, but I actually haven't seen the Chucky movie before. What is it?
Okay.
Child's Play. I haven't seen the original Child's Play or any of the TV shows, so I would have to watch them before I felt like a poser.
I haven't seen them since they were young, so I can't.
Yeah.
I just remember being scared out of my mind and not going to bed at
Dolls,
night.
I've always been adverse to dolls. I didn't have American Girl dolls because I was like, I don't trust those.
It's tough because like you're sitting there and your mind plays tricks on you. You're sitting there in the middle of the night, you look over and it's moving, and you're like, no, it's not really moving.
Oh, that's
your
just
brain's
a pile of
just
clothes,
doing
and
it.
I'm
Yeah.
getting punished for not putting my clothes away.
And I'm sure if you have a couple of those Chucky beers, then you'll be seeing a lot more. So
Exactly. So be careful. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7.
Stick with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's coming up next on Fox 22. Have a great Taco Tuesday. We'll see you soon.
Tax audits, tax liens,
wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not